We are back again. Once again. Hold on, let me turn on this. Oops, hold on, that's a lot of noise. I did not come prepared today. Much better. So guys, obviously you can see why I you know, do my videos in the bathroom.
Where'd I go? There's my TV. I'm gonna grab it. Why is it the shape of a...
So today we are doing what if Batman was real. You know, and I took a long time to think about this. First, we're going to be talking about Batman Part 2. We'll be talking about the Bat family and some of the other characters that work together with Batman. Then we're going to be talking about his rogues gallery. So, for one, we're going to be there will be some parts where we're going to throw out realism, the realisticness, and just say that real life will work differently because of this. Yeah, which it most likely will. And there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to throw out the fiction and replace it with real world science that I barely know shit about, so I had to research a lot of shit about this. So, where should I begin? Well, I think with his origin story, I think that's, reasonably realistic, He's, but there's one thing I want to say. That's not sane, like, at all. In fact, I think he's mentally insane. I mean, think about it. He goes out every night getting his head hit for fun. I mean, not for fun, but to protect a city that he possibly will never stop. Makes children wear outfits that are very revealing, and have them go out and get killed. This all started with a traumatic event. Why do I need to bring up all these, facts? He's a goddamn Batman. He dresses like a bat. That's enough of a reason to say he's insane. So that will play a large part into a lot of his decision making in this. Now, this will not be introducing a story or anything. This will just be me talking about how, Batman could work in the real world, how that fiction could play a factor into our real world science, and maybe, he could, and testing to see maybe if he is probably one of the most realistic superheroes that everybody says he is. I mean, sure, he has a Hellbat armor. Sure, he's gone back in time and met his father. By the way, if you did not see that comic, that was amazing. Sure, where am I going with this? The point is, Batman's not all that, realistic, so, whatever. We're going to test how realistic he truly is. Just the basic, standard stuff of Batman. None of that New 52 shit. I mean, unless it plays a good role in this, then maybe some of that New 52 shit. But, for the most part, no. No. For the most part, we're going to be doing our own thing. So let's begin. So, that traumatic event obviously sets off a trigger in his brain. Now, why would he dress up like a bat? Now,
Because that's his fear.
there are reasons in some media. Really, man? Really? There are some reasons in media where he, has a pretty good reason. Some not so much, but I think a really good reason would be because we could say that night where his parents died, he saw a lot of bats. In fact, we could say that movie was Batman. Tim Burton's Batman, exactly. We might have to change some things about the comics, but we can still have the basic stuff about it. What if Batman was still a comic book? And what if Batman was perhaps someone we already know? Someone who's really famous. Like someone who already played Batman. Now, I'm gonna go with Ben Affleck, mostly because the ones who are around the age who could be Batman in real life are British, and the other two are old, and one's dead, so, like, you know, I couldn't really. I didn't have a lot of options. Not to mention Ben Affleck has a really good, resemblance to Bruce Wayne from the comics. Don't believe me? Take take a comparison. Literally, Google search Ben Affleck's face and Google search Bruce Wayne from the comics. They share a good enough resemblance. And hey, let's say instead of him having healthy parents, being an actor, a successful actor, being known as Buttman, he ended up he ended up becoming the founder of Wayne Enterprises. He was born in Gotham City, and maybe he was not so lucky with the parents thing. Yeah, we're literally just taking Ben Affleck's life and saying all this random other crap happened instead of what actually happened. Pretty much. Now, we have to get to the reason why he's going out every night getting his head hit and being a vigilante. And there could be two reasons for that. Now, I think one reason could be because, he goes out every night and he's fighting crime. We could say the reason he does that is because, his parents died, so maybe he might want to get revenge and fight that bad guy. And maybe he might get addicted to it over time and start making it a full-time thing. I mean, he is insane, as I already said, so it wouldn't be that surprising that the insane guy is going out every night risking his life for a city that probably doesn't even care about him. I literally forgot what the second other thing could be for him doing it, but you know what? That's a good enough reason, so I'm just gonna stick with that. And there are two reasons for why he probably doesn't kill. One, he probably doesn't kill because he realizes that it's bad enough he's a vigilante, which is illegal. He doesn't want to go to jail for also murder. I mean, he's insane, not stupid. And then you also have to put the idea that maybe he just can't handle the idea of blood on his hands. Even crazy and insane people could, time from time, crazy, ins- being, even crazy and sane people have one thing in common. Sometimes they just can't get blood on their hands. Sometimes it's just too much, which would be understandable his considering his mental condition. So now we have to come up with a reason for why he doesn't like guns. And I have two. One, after that traumatic experience, maybe the reason he doesn't like guns is because after seeing his parents die, he doesn't want to see anyone else die. The idea of death haunts him, and that could even be a reason playing into why he doesn't kill in real life. It haunts him, and this isn't far off from the comics. I can see why people would think Batman's probably one of the most realistic heroes. It's because he is. He I'm just saying, if anyone had that traumatic experience, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't like death, a lot. So, and then you also have to put the idea, he could also just be a liberal. Liberals hate guns. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one. I kinda would, considering Batman does not like murder, and abortion is scientifically count as murder. Not to mention, even though he doesn't like guns, he also believes in the idea of justice. And there's no such thing as justice as believe women even when they're lying. So I personally think that Batman wouldn't be a liberal. I think the first one would be much more of a better case. Now, I'm not picking political sides or anything. I'm not Republican. I'm not liberal. I have my own beliefs. I have disagreed with Republicans. I've disagreed with liberals. I just have disagreements. I have disagreements. Okay? Don't start typing in the comment section that I'm a sexist, misogynistic, and racist, transphobic bigot when we both know I said nothing about them at all. Now, we need to get on to our final subject. How could he be? How could the police be okay with a vigilante in Gotham? Actually, this isn't the final subject, so I also got one more after this, so why did I even say that? I think someone like Bruce Wayne would have a lot of political influence. He does. His industry is the thing that takes care of Gotham. Why wouldn't? Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he be pretty good for being president? I mean, he could maybe legalize vigilantism, but obviously Bruce Wayne is insane, but he does not, but obviously he will not have, like, how do I put this? He wouldn't be stupid. He know how to work people. He would have people have to take a license. And honestly, I think that though would be a bad idea, because think of any criminal, they could they could just get a license too. It'd be easy. So I think you would just legalize vigilantism, and but then again, that would let people like killers, not bad guys, but like think of Azrael. Batman doesn't kill. Why would he want someone like Azrael to be a vigilante, killing criminals? He just wouldn't stand for that. He's Batman. He wouldn't allow that to happen. So obviously, he would necessarily have to put some restrictions. Like what, though? Like what? So, I think Batman would take the safest option and work alone. But, and I think he wouldn't run for president because it would just be too much of a hassle. And he has to focus on Gotham, not the whole entire country. So I think that will be his reason for not working with the police. Realistically, he wouldn't work with the police. I think, realistically, the police would always try to stop him, but Batman would always not stop. Yeah. Now his arsenal. We gotta talk about the arsenal, which is more realistic than I actually expected. Now batarangs, they could exist. We actually have things like them already. They're called, I forgot what they were called. We'll just call them blades. And Bruce Wayne does have $1 million company. How would he not be able to afford explosives in those batarangs? And if he is able to maybe, you know, convince Lucius, any normal person would think this is crazy and insane, but Lucius obviously has a son to provide for, and he has a job. Why would he want to risk that with Mr. Wayne? So obviously he could do it and still make stuff. And honestly, I think the Batarangs would miss more than often. Just my guess. I also think that his arsenal would be bulletproof, maybe in real life, because you do have bulletproof armor in real life. Although it'd be more like a bulletproof vest. Knife proof, bulletproof, like, he can wear it, but I think the thing is, there would be a limit to how many bullets it can take, if you get what I mean. So, it would be it would be kind of like a bulletproof vest, but like in a form of a jacket that he can just zip up. And there will be, and maybe if he wanted, there could be a cape in the back. I don't know. And maybe the reason for having the bat belt is because, well, he needs somewhere to store most of his weapons. No, the batarangs will have to be a bit miniature size just to fit in there, but you know what? That's the price to pay. And also, the smoke bombs. We actually have smoke bombs in real life, so it's not unrealistic. Like actual smoke bombs. Like, I've actually seen one. Really cool, may I add. Now we also have his frequency jammers that are mostly from the Arkham games. But I really wanted to add them because I'm a really big fan of the Arkham games. Like a really big fan. I think that the jammers could exist. They would jam technology, but I don't think they would work to the full, I would say, how do I put this? He'd be kind of like a hacker. Like, those hackers from not from the movies, but like real hackers on the deep web. Like he'd be like that, but only from 0 to 100. Like like that'd be cool. Like a lot of his gadgets could actually exist. They're not impossible. I mean, some of them I will say are a little bit far into the future, but you know what? It is a company that's pretty advanced and has a lot of money and can afford the technology to create it. Now we have to go with his physical shape. Now, obviously, he would be strong, and it's not impossible for someone to go around the world. And so, obviously, Batman, he. What was I talking about again? Fuck! There would be something he couldn't do. Like, for one, he wouldn't be able to fight against a Kryptonian, which I will be making What If Superman Was Real really soon. But a Batman, but Batman's physical shape is not impossible. Anyone can reach that. The things he survives, that's impossible. He's got up from getting his back broken without sweat. He's gotten his he's fell from like what 20 feet to the ground and survived. He is a beast in the comics, but in real life, that's not human. That's I wouldn't be surprised if he's a meta human. He's very he's very it's very impossible. Now we have to talk about the setting of Gotham. Now, this was the easiest one I could have done. Like, the easiest. Where is Gotham based off of? Can you guys guess? It's New York, idiots! Now, I could have either went for Chicago or New York. I decided to go for New York, mostly because I think, it would be easier. Not to mention Gotham was actually shot in New York. At least I think it was. If I got that wrong, if I got that wrong, I hate myself. So yeah, I think that's really it about Batman. I mean, there's probably a lot more that I could discuss. So, tell me what else do you think is really unrealistic about Batman that they could change? Now, I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video. There's gonna be, you know, more parts. We'll be talking about the Bat Family. We'll be talking about the Rogues Gallery. And then we're gonna be talking about stories. Like we're gonna put Batman in like a situation. Like we'll take maybe one of the Arkham games, maybe Arkham Origins, for example, and put him in that situation and see how that will work in real life. But yeah. Also, I'd like to say something about Robin. How would Batman convince Robin? Well, obviously he would have to be a kid, because I doubt if he had a wife. Because I doubt that if he had a wife, and I doubt she would let their little boy like just go around, fighting crime. I think he would need a gullible kid who could possibly go off a meet. Really, bro? Really? Anyways, I'm sorry. There's a lot of interruptions today. So, obviously, he would need yeah. Obviously, obviously Robin would have to be a gullible little kid. I'm Robin. Literally, Robin could be anyone. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Robin could be anyone. There's a number of Robins. We can't just pick any random kid off the street and say, "Hey, you're Robin," because you can fit this description. I think I personally fit the description of Tim Drake personally. Just my personal opinion. Even though I prefer Jason Todd. Who knows? Maybe my family's moving to Gotham, which is unrealistic, honestly, because my mom would never move to Gotham. She's smarter than that. But we could say they moved to Gotham. I don't know. Something happened. They got my mom, and we got into a car accident. My mom and brother died, and everyone in the car died, and I was adopted by Bruce Wayne. So yeah, I think I personally make a good Robin. I've never actually taken fighting classes in per se, but I am really good at fighting. I've practiced mixed martial arts a few times, so I think I'd be pretty good at fighting. Good enough to hold my own against someone like I don't know Riddler or Penguin or almost any of those powerless villains. So yeah, I'm Robin. Also, I think the suit would be somewhat of like a red bulletproof vest that you would have to zip up, bullets would hit it. There will be a number of times that will stand, and I'd probably have a black sleeve shirt with some gloves that would help me. Probably, probably have some brass knuckles or something. I mean, we'll say that the time Batman takes me in, makes me do this stuff was when I'm 9, because I'm not gonna lie. If Batman was real, I mean, I personally be freaked the fuck out. If I knew about him in the comics and then one day he popped out of the comics, I mean, I totally join him. I totally. But if it's just some random guy who's never been told before in the comics, and some guy based off a comic comes, I don't know. It's kind of like a deal breaker for me. But yeah, tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you want to see in the next part. I'll be talking about the other Batman characters. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.